Steve, I've never seen a disc accelerate any faster from a disc golfer than Steve Brinster. He just has amazing power off the tee.
Ken Franks from Sunset Beach, California.
Ken is really talented. What a nice throw that is. A low line drive. That's the kind of throw where you get the most power and the most force behind the disc.
Nice little skip at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Miller all the way out from New Berlin, Wisconsin.
Well, I have to admit, Terry's a great friend of mine. He is a really great competitor. He's been playing disc golf since he's been about 12 years old, and he's one of our touring pros, really talented.
And Nathan Cron from Bala Cynwyd, PA.
Nate is a real story, I'll tell you. Nate's leading this tournament. He's a really quiet guy, but boy, his disc golf play really speaks volumes when he's on the course.
And that's a nice looking throw there, John, right by the basket.
Yes.
Board Salang.
You know, Board is a great player. He really, he's got the talent. I don't know if he's had a breakout yet, but he came all the way from Connecticut.
Norwalk, Connecticut, and another nice throw there, John.
Yeah, you can see he's got some skills from the tee as well. Terry does not take too much time between the time he spots his disc and throws it, but that's a great result right under the basket for a sure three.
And you could see the wind is howling out there. Flag's really moving there, John.
Bit, yeah.
Oh, right off the rim.
Yeah, you can see Ken takes that up and down approach on his putt so he doesn't land too far away from the basket if he misses it.
Now, that looked like the wind got that a little bit and got underneath it, John.
Absolutely. You can see how that disc lifted up in the air and it wasn't even close to the target at the end. It's a big putt for Steve here. He's got to start making some noise here as the holes are starting to run out a little bit.
Oh, another one off the rim.
Yeah. Nate can create a little distance if he makes this two putt. Ooh.
Hit the pole, but that just dipped underneath the basket.
That was a surprise from Nate. He didn't really have a good shot at all on that one.
Nice finish.
They should all be able to putt out from this distance. These are touring pros, a lot of skill on this group right here, and they're all going to finish up with a three, I'm sure.
And here's the leaderboard here.
Here's the leaderboard. Notice too, we have Nick Schneider in the leaderboard here. He is a hole ahead of the lead group, but we're going to track him all the way through this final few holes anyway.
All right, now we're on to basket 16, a par 3, 263 feet. Steve Brinster on the tee.
263 doesn't seem like much, but you can see now the players are back in the woods, and there's going to be some resistance on their way. And with that big left dog leg, they really have to make a nice throw here. This is part of the new Sedgley Woods. There was a lot of stress and strain on this course for, well, the 30 years, 31 years it's been in existence. So they decided, with the approval of Fairmount Park Commission, to open up some of these backwoods and take some of the stress off the main course. And it has what a great success story it's been. It's created a new look for the course, and it's taken some of the environmental stress off the main course. So it's been a win-win all the way through.
And they're fun holes to play too, John.
They sure are. You can see the tilt all the players put on that throw because they really want to get that left hand turned down. Here's Nate. It's a long putt for him, but definitely makeable.
A nice jump putt.
Get it.
Wow, right off the top nub, John. Steve Brinster, known for his putting.
This is a big putt for him. Steve needs to make these kind of... again, he hits the front of the basket. That's a shame.
A little frustration.
These top pros have left themselves with some... definitely some makeable putts. I mean, I don't know if you and I can make these putts, Carl, but these are touring
on occasion.
pros.
On occasion, John.
So...
once again, just shy of the basket.
Well, there you can see that disc came out very wobbly, so it didn't really have the force behind it. And wait a minute, is this Ken on top of the log? What's going on here?
I think his disc is just below the log there, John, and It seems to be some discussion as whether he can stand on the log or not. Looks like he's got room to stand behind his disc.
You can come see where I'm standing.
I think the players are going to take a look at it here, Carl, but I'm not quite sure if he's allowed to really stand on top of that log and shoot his disc.
Well, I think he does get some relief behind it if he can't properly get a stance behind that disc, but it looks like he's got a little room in there.
In a tree, then?
There's no 2-meter rule.
I think, well, they're not going 2 meters. I mean, the disc has to be 2 meters above the ground, not the player. So that's one part of it. But I thought I heard him say rule of verticality, which
Seems to be off base, John.
I'm not quite sure here.
I think you could do that.
Now you have Steve, you have Ken, you have Terry Miller. These are all well-established pros.
And they've broken out the PDGA rule book, John, which is important for every pro or every player to have with them when they're playing in a tournament.
That's a great point, Carl. I advise anybody who's watching this Disc Golf Monthly to have a rule book in their bag, just so that if they run into a situation like this in competition, they can get a good read on it.
Well, there it is, and it looks like somebody's taking a photo. Terry's taking a photo there of the lie.
Well, you got something for Deucler to go off of. So can I putt?
I think Ken's going
Mark
for
it
rule of
and then
verticality. That's
take a provisional.
803.03, and
And John, in this situation, if there was a dispute, they would maybe play a provisional and go to the TD at the end.
that might be exactly what they're doing here, Carl, because I don't think they have a consensus. Usually, it's great in disc sports as a whole, the players are allowed to officiate, and as long as there's a consensus, I think they can do the right thing. But I don't think they have a consensus with this group. And here comes one of our trains just in time for the putt here. His concern really is that his foot is not going to be planted appropriately directly behind that lie. But like you're right, Carl, he could get some relief there if he wants it. We'll see if it makes a difference.
Oh, just off the very top of the rim. It looks like he's breaking out another disc, John, so I think he's going to play it both ways, and if there's a difference in this whole score, it would go to the tournament director for a decision.
That's right.
It don't matter.
Well, he missed both shots, John, so basically that would negate having to get the TD involved because there was no difference between what would be the proper throw and the provisional throw.
That's right. It's a moot point there, but that is a good lesson for us all to learn. Make sure you have that rule book handy. And Steve buries that putt. Listen to those brand new chains rattle there, Carl. That's a
Sounds
new
great.
basket, so it does sound crisp and clear, doesn't it?
It does.
Ken still with the smile on his face. He's got a good spirit. He knows, though, he's battling for the paycheck here at the end of the day. And Nate Cron, he still is in the lead, but
Nick Schneider, one behind.
he's moving up. Nick is known for his late charges, so we'll see how this thing turns out.
All right, John, basket 17, 224 feet to par 3.
Now, 224 feet does not seem like much, but again, there's OB on the right side of this hole, and with the kind of pressure that these players are feeling right now, it could make a difference. Now, see, there's Steve.
Looks like Steve caught a tree on the right side.
Yep, he threw it a little bit too hard. Or this selection could have been better. It pushed right, and he did hit a tree.
And there's one down the left side. We need to split the middle there, John.
He let go too early, Carl, and I don't know. These guys might be feeling the pressure a little bit, especially after last hole now with that provisional.
Right.
There's definitely going to be some tension in this group because, like I said, there was not consensus. But Terry Miller,
Wow, that's right down the middle.
he's
nice
not feeling
shot.
any pressure at all. He's playing free and easy, and that's the kind of result you want right there. Here's our leader, Nate Cron.
And he caught a left side tree as well. He'll have to work himself out of that lie.
Here's Board from the Frizzaks. And he got a nice run, except it ended a little bit left, but I think he's got about a 20-footer for the deuce.
All right, Ken Franks here on his second shot.
So he's on top of these rocks. I don't know if you'd want to be on top of the rocks or under the tree. What do you think?
Oh, that was a close call. I like to stay off the rocks myself.
Absolutely.
A jump putt.
Oh, he's going for it.
Yeah, he was. Solid follow through. Just slid to the right.
I'll tell you, Nate's a great player. That jump putt,